Om Bhaktivedanta so Gana Silakayo Chaksu Militam Chik Tajmai Sheka Devedavaha Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasnaya Putale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namani Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharani Nivishesha Sunyavadi Vachachadi Satanani. I pray to you, Srila Prabhupada, to enter our hearts and help us understand your words here in your poem entitled Viraha Asaka, 8 Prayers in Separation from My Spiritual Master, by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, December 1958, translated from Bengali from Dasarav Sutta Das. First octet, The Flood of Krishna. Prem. O Srila Prabhupada, you personally suffer to see the suffering of the fallen conditioned souls on this anniversary of your separation. I am utterly despondent. The ocean of mercy was previously held back by a dam, but Lord Nityananda personally cut a channel in it and thereby released the outpouring flood of pure ecstatic love of God. This is from Lochan Das's song, Nitai Gunamani. Those devotees to whom the responsibility was given to continue spreading this flood of love somehow became overpowered by Maya and were thus reduced to simply performing ritualistic Hindu ceremonies for the benefit of the materialist. Lord Nityananda's inundation of prema was thus completely stopped by those known as Jati Gosai, caste Goswamis. But then you personally came, O Master, to open wide the floodgates once again. Again you engulfed everyone in the deluge of pure divine love. Even such a low, wretched, fallen, and sinful soul as myself. On the strength of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's command, you sent all your servants as spiritual masters, going from door to door, just to deliver the fallen souls. The devotees were enthusiastically preaching everywhere, from the oceans to the Himalaya mountains. But now that you have gone from our midst, everything today has become very dark. Oh, Srila Prabhupada, you personally suffer to see the suffering of the fallen conditioned souls. On this day of your separation, I am utterly despondent. Second octet, the merciful flood has been stopped. Just as Advaita Prabhu had prayed fervently and thus induced Sri Gauranga to descend, so did you. So did your father, Bhaktivedanta Thakur, pray for you to incarnate. Due to Bhaktivedant's eagerness, O Master, you came and proclaimed to everyone that India is the most holy land of the Lord's divine pastimes. One who has taken birth in this land of Bharata Bhumi, India, should first make his own life successful and then work for the benefit of all other people. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, Chapter 9, Text 41. This is the most significant message of Lord Chaitanya, that you boldly preached everywhere. But now, in your absence, O Master, everything has fallen into darkness. The overflowing ocean of your compassion has once again been dammed up. This makes me feel as if a spear This makes me feel as if a spear of great misery has indeed pierced my heart. Without Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's message being spread, there's only confusion and upheaval in the movement. Seeing this situation, all the Vaishnavas are also feeling overwhelmed with the pangs of your separation. The spirit souls have once again been captured by Maya and plunged into absolute darkness, desperately searching for relief. They are simply perishing in a fathomless ocean of anxiety. Oh, Srila Prabhupada, you personally suffer to see the suffering of the fallen conditioned souls. On this day of your separation, I am utterly despondent. Third Octet, Practical Chanting and Preaching. You instructed everyone you met to chant the holy name of Lord Krishna. You showed the example of continually reciting the Maha Mantra into their ears. You empowered everyone with the qualification to further distribute that holy name. But now, by the influence of Maya, there's only darkness on all sides. The souls who are truly attached to worshiping the Lord always sing and dance in joyful Sankirtan, following in the footsteps of their spiritual master. They deliver the whole world. But those who have no such qualification perform nirjan bhajan, or so-called confidential worship in a solitary place. Thus, acting whimsically, all of them actually remain absorbed in personal sense gratification. As stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 3, Text 30, an ordinary soul should never imitate the activities of the Supreme Lord, even in his mind. According to these instructions, in devotional service, the unqualified imitators are ruined. You preached utility as a principle. That is, one should act without attachment and use anything that is deemed appropriate in the devotional service of the Lord. In such detached devotional service to Lord Krishna, there would be a temple established in every house. But now, just the opposite situation is apparent everywhere. Oh, Srila Prabhupada, you personally suffer to see the suffering of the fallen conditioned souls. On this day of your separation, I am utterly despondent. Fourth Octet, the essential purport neglected. everything regarding material prosperity as well as mystic perfection is fully present in your transcendental message, because the residents of Raja have life, therefore they engage in preaching work. Dus the Manaverse. The resolute intelligence, Vyavasayatmika Buddhi, explained by Srila Vishwanatha Chakravarti in his commentary to Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, text 41, is now spoiled, since your disciples have become ensnared in the bewildering noose of Maya. Those disciples who are irresolute in performing devotional service according to your instructions have now divided your mission in many factions. It appears that the tigress of ambition for material names and fame has appeared and personally provoked this upheaval. The essential purport of your message obviously did not enter their ears. Or where will I get the strength to perform this Harinam Sankirtan? To chant the holy name of the Lord is the explicit command of my worshipful spiritual master. I could never honestly neglect that order. Your greatest acclaim is that you propagated the topmost religious culture. Anyone who accepts the holy name from you becomes spiritually qualified. If all those who attain this qualification were to go out and make disciples, then the miserable conditioned souls would all be delivered from this world of birth and death. Oh, Srila Prabhupada, you personally suffered to see the suffering of the fallen conditioned souls. On this day of your separation, I am utterly despondent. Fifth octet, the disciples' empowerment is lost. The greatest mantra of all, consisting of 32 letters, is Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. People who are possessed by gross foolishness refuse to chant it. Your so-called disciple, the jackal named Ananta Vasudev, disobeyed your final instructions to keep the mission united and thereby created a scandalous fiasco. The result of this philosophical deviation is evident to this day as imitative sahajiyas. Those who take it cheaply are being worshipped as gurus in your temples. Is there a single temple to be found where your instructions are still being followed? As it is said, Punar Musiko Bhava, everyone has again become a mouse. The lion's food has been stolen away by the deceptive tricks of the jackal. Now, caught in Maya's mighty clutches, everyone is reduced to wailing and weeping. O Master, if you are merciful to us, want again that even though we are trapped here on the shores of the ocean of death, we will finally behold a change for the better. Then once again we can blissfully remember the holy name of Krishna, and once again we will have firm faith in your Vaikuntha messages. Once again you will make us dance in the pure holy name of Krishna. Thus you will personally dispel all this confusion caused by Maya. Oh, Srila Prabhupada, you personally suffer to see the suffering of the fallen conditioned souls. On this day of your separation, I am utterly despondent. Sixth octet. The preaching mission is scattered. Continue dancing, singing, and performing Sankirtan in the Association of Devotees. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, Chapter 7, Text 92. These words, spoken by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, are especially nectarian. If we have complete faith in these instructions given by you, our spiritual master, then in the performance of Sankirtan, actual love for Krishna will be aroused in us. Without love of God, our tiny intelligence only becomes entangled in the network of Maya's delusions, because no one actually attained prema. Now there has been great upheaval in your mission. The whole world has become filled with impersonalists, and the Vaishnavas have given up the work of preaching that was entrusted unto them, and have simply gone off to perform solitary worship. The Vaishnavas were famous as Patita Pavana, deliverers of the fallen, but now this title has fallen into disgrace. Countless numbers of your disciples have been forced to leave your movement at such an inauspicious time. O Master, what can be done to repair the damage that is done? The beautiful garden that you so carefully planted is now parched and withered away. O Master, please awaken some good intelligence in this insignificant disciple of yours, so that my firm faith in your transcendental message may increase more and more. Oh, Srila Prabhupada, you personally suffer to see the suffering of the fallen conditioned souls. On this day of your separation, I am utterly despondent. Seventh octet, distributing the pure devotional process. The most magnanimous incarnation of the Lord is Sri Krishna Chaitanya, distributing the process of attaining love of God by chanting the holy names of Krishna. He thus blessed the entire universe. O Master, you are the personification of the transcendental message of Lord Chaitanya. You are the distributor of that message to every town and village. You sent your devotees to preach in the faraway lands of the Western countries, and you personally traveled all over India, even to the south. You preached the pure philosophy of Lord Gauranga in such a way that intelligent persons could understand, and you showed such a great concern, O Master, in convincing all your adversaries Lord Gauranga used many tricks just to engage the conditioned souls in devotional service. And you have also understood how to use all those tricks perfectly well. You understood time, place, and circumstance, and utilized everything as a strategy for preaching. Although observing your activities with their very eyes, those who are blind like owls and other creatures of the night could not see your true purpose. What will the owls and the sahajiyas and the other nonsense groups ever understand? And what will the sheep like common people or dry logicians ever understand? Oh, Srila Prabhupada, you personally suffer to see the suffering of the fallen conditioned souls. On this day of your separation, I am utterly despondent. 8th Octet, if only you would come again. Lord Chaitanya's method of devotional service is not performed in solitude. You preached this again and again to your own devotees, just as the Lord delivered Jagai and Madhai out of his own causeless mercy. You explained to everyone that this same method of preaching work has to go on. The world is now filled with many Jagais and Madhais to deliver. Everyone is anxiously looking down the road, waiting for Chaitanya Nitai to come to their rescue. If, at such a time as this, you were to personally return to this world and once more preach about all these things the way you always used to do, if there were enthusiastic preaching activities again taking place in every direction, then all the people as before would be stirred up in blissful excitement. Your profound shouting would cause the demons and atheists to flee, and your narrations of Lord Chaitanya's message would fill the hearts of the innocent souls. Again, the whole world would be excitedly bustling with good tidings. But as it is, in your absence, now there is nothing of value anywhere. Oh, Srila Prabhupada, you personally suffer to see the suffering of the fallen conditioned souls. On this day of your separation, I'm utterly despondent. Oh, Master, my heart is broken in your absence. This disciple, named Abhai, has hereby revealed only a small token of his wretched agony of separation. Similarly, this Anubhavananda Das, who was initiated by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, has been for so many years feeling so very, very, very despondent and filled with a need for Srila Prabhupada to return to this world, because the same thing happened when Srila Prabhupada disappeared from this world. I was on this planet. I witnessed the excitement all around me when devotees everywhere were distributing Prabhupada's books ecstatically. Everyone was ecstatic. I remember one devotee reciting the Bhagavad Gita ecstatically, very excitedly in the lavatory. It was just so unbelievably ecstatic everywhere when Prabhupada was on this planet. And just see, as Prabhupada would say, the same thing has happened as when his spiritual master left. And now it's up to us to understand these words very deeply and take up the mission again. We cannot remain in our places. We must go out and boldly preach with full faith in Lord Chaitanya and Prabhupada. And together, Prabhupada said, we can do it. He said, many sticks together cannot break. And he also said, you are on my limbs. I can do nothing without you. Meditate on that. Prabhupada can do nothing without his disciples, his limbs, working together. Like the body cannot function unless the limbs of the body are well and working. Similarly, Prabhupada's mission, Lord Chaitanya's mission, must remain covered so much all over this world unless we, the limbs of Srila Prabhupada, we, the limbs who have studied his books and understand his message well, we must go out and preach. Preaching is life, Srila Bhaktivedanta said. Preaching is life. If we're not preaching, in other words, we are as good as dead, trying to perform solitary bhajan in our places. All glories to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. May He enter all your hearts and mind, and may we understand very deeply this prayer by Srila Prabhupada.